episode 23 for our podcast. And I want to say thank you guys for coming, you know, showing us support the last episodes. So we back,
Yes.
man. How you doing, my brother?
I'm chilling. How you? How you? Life is good.
Yeah, this week is much better than last week.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. You didn't get
Oh
robbed this
yeah,
week, you know?
yeah, we survived this week. Before we get, even though it was a joke, before we get too deep into the episode. Yes, last week the episode was saying I need my refund. It was a joke, people. I know. After we recorded, I think we recorded on a Monday. On a Tuesday, Chrome 23 came out and put out an apology saying that the next event is going to be free to everyone who purchased the pay-per-view. So it's going to be free. So that's it. I want to say thank you for you guys living on your end. Hopefully, you listen to what we told you guys. That higher avocado, JB, the streams are immaculate when them two people do it. Not everyone, everybody else, y'all gotta leave. But what's up, man? Hey, that was all I wanted to say before some weirdos come up here because I got some few DMs saying that I was hating like yesterday.
Nah. You're not hating for the event being trash.
Yeah, they're like, hey,
You know
you
how many
didn't.
smack events we shitted on because it was trash?
Yeah, they're like,
Like,
hey, you should not say that making the event feel. I was like, yeah, I didn't want to respond. I was like, if
still
you know
watch
when
Smack,
we
bro.
record the video, I recorded the video before we knew that it was gonna be free. We recorded right after the event. That was my feeling right after the event. So
Hmm.
yeah, but before we get into the battles yesterday and some announcements, there's some weird stories going around in this culture, man. Weird stories I ran up to because one of the stories I didn't know about this because I got like I think on Twitter somebody when I posted about the podcast, someone said why did we not speak about this situation? People, if you let me let you know, both of us we don't technically pay attention to what happens in the culture every single day. In January when we started this, yes, there was nothing going on in the culture. So I was on Twitter Spaces all every day.
Hmm.
Since then, there's a lot of things happening in the culture. So there's an event. Last week was an event. The previous week was an event.
It
We
was
are
about 3, 4 events that we had to cover last week,
yeah. So if we
and
didn't
we didn't
speak,
watch it.
yeah,
We don't usually
if
watch
we
everything, so
if we didn't speak on a situation or whatever the topic of the community at that time is,
probably have no idea.
we probably have no idea or will find out throughout the battle. Especially if going back to Com 23, if Com 23 happened as it was supposed to happen, I would have found out about the situation. Because from what I understand, official addressed it in one of the bars, being the first person to talk about the situation. So the situation is we have if you guys been into the spaces since January, there's a guy by the name of Greedy Gotti, right? Uh he's respected into the space. He started literally when Battle Rap was like not popping, he started a battle league called Every Fucking Meme. Sorry my language, that EFM, where he just got people, good rap MCs, to come and rap through Twitter spaces, and he got respect for that from big names, and he knew his battle rap history, so he got respect from Sue Surf, he got respect from Bill Collector, got respect from Jack Boyman, he man holla, he got respect from a lot of people, right? So I think 2 weeks ago, I don't know because I started looking up the situation yesterday.
I think it was like two.
yeah, 2 weeks ago, they said there was some female came out and say that Greedy Gotti sexually assaulted her at, you know, every given Sundays, every given Sunday card. All right. I was like,
That was a
okay.
while ago.
I'm like, all right. So I started listening, I went on YouTube looking at the situation. So I stumbled on the video of Greedy Gotti explaining his side. I didn't hear the female side. So I'm going through, from my perspective, I'm going through what Greedy Gotti is saying, right? So from what I'm hearing, Greedy Gotti had the Greedy Gotti and the certain female, right? They mean talking, flirting on internet, talking to each other, flirting, having that mutual connection of like this relationship or like chemistry of like there can be a couple, right? That's from Gritty side. We don't know I didn't hear the female side, so I don't know. Gritty side is like we were talking for 5 months, 6 months before any given Sunday. It's like when we were doing the planning for like to meet up every given Sunday, I was blocked. She blocked me on Twitter. She blocked me and I was told she told my friends who knows me to saying that when we go to every given Sunday, they have an Airbnb and I'm not invited. Saying the greedy guy was not invited to come to the Airbnb. So he said he respected her decision, right? So he didn't talk to her. So when every given Sunday happens, it's like we go to like they were on drugs situation. They went to drugs and like they went to every given Sunday. They met outside. She was acting weird, like how why were you not talking to me? I know you wanted to, you know what, to me, why you were not talking to me, blah blah blah. So he's like, I was like, yo, you know why I'm not talking to you? You blocked me, you thought I was not invited to the Airbnb. So Mitchell then just said they all agreed to make plans to go to. It's like everyone who were like around like close people. We all were going to drugs Airbnb. So it's like I went by myself with his friends, and he said when he got there, he's having fun, having a lit time, and it's like a lot of people at the Airbnb. He said he doesn't know how. Like he's like one of them. He's like one of the people who were in the car with her called me to say come outside to get them in. Right? He's like so I called. I came out. She said I came outside. We were chopping it up, and he said he's like we were chopping it up. Then she had an argument with her friends that almost turned into a fight. He's like, so I tried to break it up. He's like, I was breaking up the fight, talking to her, trying to find out what's going on. So he said I broke up the fight. She was sitting in the car. I was outside. So he said when I was outside, I asked her if I can come inside like crack the window and I go in the back seat. So he's like I went in the back seat. They were talking, and I guess that's where he got invited, right, to the Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
He went to the Airbnb. They were talking. Blah. He said, like from what I understand from the situation, let people is like Greedy Gotti had feelings for this certain chick. She didn't, right? She had feelings for the certain chick. Um, he was catching feelings, and I don't want to put a it's already out. He said he was a virgin. He's a virgin, and this is the first time he was talking to chicks. I'm like, okay, understandably, if you're a virgin, it's cool and all. That's cool. I have nothing against it, right? It's like so the talk. He tried to close the door because he was trying to pour out his feelings to her. She told him not to close the door, right? So he was accused for touching and kissing, or trying to kiss her. That's what the accusations was, right? So people were asking, so how did the kissing and everything happen? So he said, we came out the room. I opened the door because she told me not to like close the door. I opened the door, and when he opened the door, he went about his day. He was like, okay, I don't know what's going on. It's weird. She doesn't like me, or something, right? And he was like, you know what? Um, one of her friends told me, I know you like her, and he's like, try and kiss her. He's like, that's what happened. He's like, I was drunk. Not excuse. He said I was drunk, so I went along with it. He's like, I was like a little bit drunk, so when she said it, I went along with it. I tried to kiss her. She said no, and that's it, right? But so, in my opinion, I thought that was the one story because everyone talked like if I get into the battles. When we get into the battles, people were talking about this whole thing, grabbing, greedy got it, grabbing, right? Come to find out, there's another each situation where he's involved with some other chick who said they were saying that he did it before, he apologized before. Really got it said, okay. He's like, well, one, he's like, I only apologized to one other chick publicly was it was the same any given weekend. He's like, we were in the club or somewhere. It's like we were having fun, so touched the booty, you touched the ass. I slapped the ass. He told me no, so I apologized for doing that. So my see, I want to say because I listened to the story, so I listened to his side of the story. So I think if people know, I always like to listen to two sides of the story, right? There's always a two sides for a story. So he's saying one thing, she might be saying a different thing. From what I'm saying, she's saying he sexual assaulted her, right?
Yeah.
And she got some few people on her side that's agreeing with her. And Greedy Gotti has some few notable names who's defending him. I think most of the most person who's defend the most notable name who's defending Greedy was, I don't know if it's Pharaoh or somebody, but people are saying Pharaoh was defending Greedy Gotti because she was mentioned as part of the people who were involved like with both of them. So when I listen to their boss, I didn't listen to boss stories people, so I'm listening to Greedy Gotti stories. And from one, Greedy Gotti is putting out. If you guys look it up on YouTube, he's coming sort of like a person who has never. It's sad to say it, but he's coming to a person who's never been around females or doesn't know how to move around females, right?
Yeah.
It's like a person who's first, I would understand everyone in here, like everyone has gone through this phase where you first talking chicks and you are like shy, scared. He's coming to a person who never run female, so he's doing he's doing things too extra and he's reading the situation wrong. From what he has put out on spaces, right, is that he's reading the situation wrong. And people, I'm not defending him. I'm not saying that he's right, he's wrong. I'm not defending anybody. I'm just saying from his side of the story is saying his side of the story, how he's coming out is like, yo, I'm a virgin. This is the first time I have a lot of attention from females and I don't know how to handle it. Right? The way he's coming out. I don't maybe by the after today, tomorrow is I'm off, so I might if I have a free time, I might try and catch up with the whole story, people, right?
Yeah. So it sounds like he did it, but
Yeah, I
yeah.
might try to catch up with the whole story to understand because I know for a fact no people are gonna bring this up a lot because it's already being brought up, right? So, all right, that's like one weird story because I don't know because to be honest, I didn't know about this. So to the fan who said why did I not talk about it because I was in Twitter Spaces like a long time ago, and this was a big topic. Hey man, I've not been in Twitter Spaces in like since the end of the first Midnight Menace event. That was in January, so it's like what 6 months. I've not been to the space for 6 months, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's, you know, I don't know. But I have to come out and say one thing I won't stand for is people sexually assaulting people, and I hear people saying that there are some people. Apparently, we are new to YouTube, right? We are not new to YouTube, but we are new to the battle rap YouTube to you guys. But
Yeah,
we are fans for a long time. So we know we have gone through these weird phases where there's weird people coming in. DNA tooth, we have went through that. We have went through a lot of things. We have went through phases, and 2022 has been a year where we most of the people got exposed a lot. DNA tooth got exposed. People are trying to find out the identity of DNA tooth.
I still think it's the hip hop is real guy. It's
I
the
don't
one
know.
with the dreadlocks. I think
People are trying to figure out who's the DNA tooth. Uh, and so we've been going through like then there's a weird we're going through a weird year in battle rap, and this is one of the weird stuff we gotta go through for the next month or 2 months when people are gonna be mentioning this situation, especially Gnome. We know Gnome is gonna be full of people mentioning this. And all right, this weird story. I want your opinion, right? Because this, if you guys know, we make fun of Mike P, the Silk. We always make fun of it,
I
but he's
still haunt that man.
yeah. But real sick is from this particular battle league too. I Battle TV suspends its number one battle rapper Fobu for going 8 bars over the first gaps punchline limit. So they suspended their top battle rapper in their league, right? On their ranking. I think they have a ranking system, right?
Hmm.
So they suspended him for I think 6 months, and he's getting straight for his number one ranking for going over a limit. Well, over a limit of movie above over 8 bars over a bar punchline for a movie reference. Forrest Gump's. This is weird.
What kind of league is this where they just suspend people? You know how many times Twerk choke and get suspended?
It's I battle and the fight. This
Oh,
no,
I dub.
I battle TV, not
Yeah,
I
I
battle.
never watched
I
neither
don't watch.
one, and
I've
I think
watched
it's
like
under
one or
kind of the
two
same thing.
battles. I think I watched one or two battles when it was with what's his name? Is tip of my tongue. Bangs.
Yeah,
When,
Bangs was on there a lot.
yeah, when Bangs was there, I think it was Bangs. And yeah, like there. So they suspended their battle rapper for going. So you're telling me if we it's like there's a limit for a month for how many bars you can a punchline you can say about a movie reference. I guess people, what the I want to know what the hell? How many fighters get bars we have heard in battle rap? We have had fighting. We have Boys in the Hood. We have had so many movie references, and especially we can hear so many movie references every month. There's always one person who's gonna have every movie reference so many, like too many times in in the battle. Like, I don't know. This is weird. There's some leagues that are trying too much to control too much. This is a weird situation. And the worst part, why, if you're the league owner, why you were so comfortable for tweeting that out? That's stupid.
I mean, that league has its set people though. Even if it is a ranking system, it has its own set people. So I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
yes,
know.
it's unsaid people, but this is the point. It's not about like let's be honest, right? I'll be honest with people. In battle rap, everyone has before they come to Euro is like the NBA, right? Do you agree like Euro is like the top, right?
Yeah,
So you're okay, let's say Euro, King of the Dot, they're like the one of the two top, like that one and two. So everyone has a league that they come from before they hit that, right? For example, chess, teams, we go hard, uh who else? Will Stick, it's UW and I battle, Mike P I battle, Jerry West, we go hard. It's like there are so many who else are like Lobster's bullpen. You see, there's so many people who come from different leagues, right?
yeah.
And
Euro don't do the scouting no more.
yeah, Yora doesn't do scouting, and that's the problem. And so many people come from different leagues and they go to URL after they do a few battles, right? I battle, and let's be honest, some people go back to their home leagues to support, right? Like Chess sometimes goes back to battle. We go hard whenever he has a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Steams does it a lot. Loso looks like he's going back to bullpen to battle. He goes back to bullpen here and there. Like some people do this. I bet is the I think that's the only league when people leave their league, they don't come back. Like when Real Sick made became popular in Europe, he never went back to I battle. Mike P, I think he never went back. I don't know.
Because
Situation.
URL be having them sign multiple battle deals,
Yeah,
and then they can't leave or do
yeah.
anything
But I'm
until
saying, like for example, Loso
the
last year,
contract fulfilled.
Was signed for much better, multiple battle league contract. He still went back to bullpen. I think who else went back
You
to
don't
their
know what's in his contract.
yeah,
He
but
might
I'm
not
just
be
saying,
tied like that.
yeah, but I'm saying I better is like I've not seen anyone who came out from I better go back to I better. And I think this is the weird shit like this that makes them like they're good enough, but then they're good, they're not like they're good, but they're not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because why if you imagine if you just let people their rappers be, how many times are they gonna be get mentioned? Like let's say for example, like let's say Banks decide to battle, right?
Yeah.
Right? And Banks makes it back to URL the top. How many times is he gonna re-mention I battle? He's gonna mention I battle, right? If they were not doing well, like she's suspending somebody for going 8 bars over a, a movie reference. 8 bars punch over a punchline. Punchline. Like, come on, people. Now let's be honest. We getting this is getting way out of control, right? All right. And I think that's like some weird stuff that I had to cover. But all right, let's you know what? Let's get into the event. So did you watch the event yesterday or not?
Nope, I was driving back to Lancaster,
Where were you coming from?
Philly. I went to Philly for a Juve, and it was lit. It was lit. It
Oh
was
yeah.
paint and powder everywhere. It was a vibe.
Oh,
But yeah,
all right.
I did see some announcements that I'm actually excited about, and I hope I finally get to watch a battle. But yeah,
We're gonna talk about the announcement later, though.
yeah,
Before we get in there, so
announcements.
oh yeah, how did your interview though go?
Oh, it went great. It went great. I had both jobs, so now I just got to figure out how I'm gonna schedule it and all that stuff. But yeah, everything
So
went
you
great.
now have two jobs.
Yes, out here with two jobs. I don't know how this is gonna work for the pod, but it should work fine. Should be all right.
All right,
We'll figure it out.
we'll figure it out. But all right, let's get into. I know what. So people, I want to say this. We're gonna start off with the battle. The first battle, I think, was Ryder versus Kid Slay. Right. Reason why I didn't write down notes for this battle. One, I missed Ryder's first round, and I didn't rewatch the battle. Right. And I missed some parts of Kid Slay's first round because I was doing something in the kitchen but it was on, but I didn't listen to it.
Hmm.
But from what I caught in the first round, the consensus was saying Ryder won edged the first round, right? I might go rewatch it, but Ryder was talking some. I, I have some situation. I have a problem with Ryder. The angle he took, or the way he I don't know the angle or the strategy he took right in this battle was weird, and I feel like he needs to go back to, even though there was no exposing. Silk Rider was better, or Haymaker Rider. Those riders were cool, but this one, the rider he was trying something different. I guess he said he was trying something different. Yeah, don't try that again. Don't, please, because
Sound
you
like he
look
got mopped.
like, please, if you're gonna battle somebody and try to teach them about this what they rap about, please don't do that shit. That was weird. It got weird because you painted the narrative the day before on the face of saying that you brought up baking soda and and the measuring cup, right? So you're gonna talk about this. You're gonna talk about this, bro. Out from that I knew you're gonna be trying to teach him how not to do, why he doesn't do this. It got weird because he tried to make Kisley decide to switch his tactics or something. Bro, Kisley is the same. If you watch Easy, if you watch T Top, they never switch that talk just because you talking about what they're doing. Kisley is cut from the same cloth, right?
Hmm.
He's cut from the same cloth of the talk street, and he's never gonna switch up his content because you're trying to tell him not to talk about it because there's already people doing that. No, if he's talking about it, he's talking about it. He talks a different way. It's different when he talks about it because it's different. It's a different perspective from his side than Easy. They don't talk the same. I want to say this: they do not talk the same. So Easy and Music don't talk the same. They don't talk the same drug talk. They don't talk the same thing because when Kislake went in the second and third, in my opinion, it was a landslide. He won those two rounds easily. People were saying that the Kislake's third was his lightest round. That I don't know. I didn't. In my opinion, what I heard in the first and what I heard in the then I feel like his first was his lightest round. because when near the end of that first round, the third round, when he started talking, when he started going into that talk without the when he took off the glasses, I think this is the first time I've seen him rap without his buffs, his blue buffs like I'm wearing right now.
Mm-hmm.
When he started saying, he said, "Your thing is your thing, and my thing is my thing. Until I like what you're doing with your thing and make it our thing." And when he did that, and plus, Ryder, you're not original because you tried to do imitate Kisley. You took on the shades. One thing, your shades were too big. That you gotta have you gotta have buffs, not like the shades that Smack wears. Don't wear those type of shades. That
Your shades was too big. Like,
yo,
nah.
like he was wearing like how Smack wear the big shades, right? Like the big, not like the buffs, but the big shades. Like that covers like up to cover almost your whole eye, like on your onto your nose. He had like those big like shades like Smack wears, and he's like, "Yo, this how you rap." I'm like, bro. I'm like, MVP did this already, and MVP did it better because he had the correct glasses. He wore the correct glasses that he was supposed to wear. Because if you watch Kisley wears one type of glasses. He wears blue buffs, and that's how he wears. So when he raps, you gotta have. If you don't have blue buffs, like I'm wearing the blue buffs, right? Or if you don't have brown or black buffs, don't try and do it. Don't try to say this how he raps because you look weird, and you did look weird. You threw the glasses and you did a freestyle like you throwing shade, bro. It was cool and all, but it was nothing that much. Uh, but I have a problem because I don't know if I have a problem with the crowd or it's the venue itself because I heard the venue was hot, so it probably paid into why the crowd was so trash. But the crowd was weird. I think this is the second event I've complained about the crowd in URL in a
Loki,
row.
I feel like we kind of complain about the crowd a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
but this week was worse. I understand the previous week I said they were trash. I think I said they were not good, but they were not trash. This one was terrible. I'm saying there's some bars that they didn't catch. There's some bars I don't know if there's certain people that they wanted to react to in mind, but they were trash. They were talking through people's rounds. They were not listening. They were, I think the bar was open, so they were busy at the bar doing weird stuff. They would not. If Smack is gotta tell you guys 1,000 times to shut up, that means yeah, you guys were a terrible crowd because y'all talking about anything else but the battle. Because when the battle was happening, y'all quiet as hell.
mm.
Y'all not even reacting where you're supposed to react. When you react, I'm only hearing some lady who's probably drunk and she's not reacting the way she's supposed to react.
You
Like, bro, the
just
crowd
sound
was
like
so
anything.
terrible. I
I
just
think
hate
I think
that.
tournaments shouldn't have crowds, Loki, because then they have to cap them to that actual time limit, so
Yeah,
nobody goes over. And it's like with a crowd, people can rap the same time limit, just one person just 11 minutes and one person 7 minutes, and you're thinking, wait a minute, that's way different, but it's really not because that crowd and the
bro.
reaction that they got is
Bro,
crazy.
bro. It was that didn't even matter in this battle, in this whole event. The time limits didn't matter because the
Some niggas be
crowd was
trash
terrible.
though.
The hmm?
Some niggas be trash though. They don't be moving
No,
that crowd at all
bro,
or
bro,
working.
bro. The crowd was dead. I'm saying the crowd was dead. When I said the crowd was dead, when JC, the only time I heard the crowd, and that's when I wrote that the crowd was there for only JC, and they were dead too when JC was rapping. But okay. So I wrote down the crowd was sleeping throughout this through so Steams and Your Honor went right. Uh, I have a pro. All right, I think this is. I think since I've watched too many, I started watching too many of Steams on big stages. Right,
Mm-hmm.
I've watched like two Steams on big stages. I've seen his problem. Right.
What is it? I think his schemes and stuff is too drawn out, Loki.
No, that's not his problem. That's no.
And his voice.
Steams Steams is in the he rap like he's a rap. He run through his punchlines. He has problem with delivering the punchline and he runs through it. Like his team runs through the punchline. Whenever he the only like sometimes whenever he tries to emphasize the punchline that he wants to emphasize, he never emphasizes the correct way so people don't react to it, right? But he was rapping. Like I wanted to give him, he can rap. He was rapping. And there was sometimes in that battle when I was like, okay, still you rapping, but you gotta slow it down. I was like, I even wrote that. I think you need to probably take what Chase does and make the crowd interact with you because I was like, it's weird that you and Chess are brothers and Chess knows how to deliver his material better than you,
Yeah, it
right?
could,
Even
yeah.
I was like, it's weird because Chess. I was like, I don't know if who got into rap because of who, but the way Chess raps is way different, and it's way. And I was like, I think you need take advice from if you and Chess are not in good terms. I think you need to help ask Chess, sit down with Chess, and ask him to give you advice. Like he probably has to coach you because there's some bars where I was like, yo, you didn't have to you didn't have to run through that bar because that bar was good. Like you know how when you hear the bar and you went through it and it registered to you. I was like, you gotta make it sure that you emphasize the bar. I was like, plus the other things, themes. Hold on. So all right, I'm back. All right. So he runs through the bars and what else? The other thing is when Steams, I think, okay, this is not his fault. Well, it's kind of his fault, but it's also the thing I seen both him and Your Honor gotta have some working to do. Your Honor, uh, when it comes to, I'm gonna take out like Your Honor, you're good. You have a potential to be a star, but I think you pay attention to people too much, right? Like it's not like, for example, in your first round, you were doing great until when Stims did this whole tantrum saying you went over the time limit and it messed you up. That's how you choke. Well, that's how you stumbled and that's how you ended the round weird. I want to say it was a choke. I don't want to say it was a choke, but it was a slip up, right? And I was like, I give both the blames because I was like, you could have just said, yo, bro, you're going over the time limit. You didn't have to do. I was like, Stims, you didn't have to do all that extra thing of like, yeah, acting, you getting mad and stuff. And I was like, all right. And Your Honor, you when I understand you saw him do that, and you're like, okay, you know what? I'll cut my thing short. Even though you tried to run through the last bar you were saying, and he messed you up when he did that, he messed you up. I think you need to stop paying attention to what people are doing. Like whenever you rap, just go in a different, just not block out the crowd, but block out the negativity. Let me say that because the whole time when you were rapping, I think there was a somebody in the crowd who was heckling both of you, and you were paying attention to him too much or her, and it also kind of messed you up when you had like the fire bar in the third, and the crowd actually woke up with you, right? When you're the scheme of like, what's the difference between metal and band? What's the difference between and you said dedication, and it kind of messed you up because the heckler was say something smart to you, and yeah, I think you need to stop paying attention to the crowd, the people in the crowd who are doing negative stuff too much. Uh, I think, but the battle was, I want to say the battle was not bad, but it was terrible. Uh, but the battle was terrible. I don't want to say that. I really don't want to say that, but the battle was terrible, right? It was terrible due to the fact that when Your Honor got a few crowd reactions. Steam didn't get that many crowd. I don't think Steam's got a crowd reaction because he went through everything. He was just there to rap. Plus, I understand, and I think people did complain about this. The conditions, you're well, you guys have blame because we know this. I think Charlie said it again. I feel better to say like when you rap in in an environment that's hot, it actually messes up with your preparation and your memory. And it did show that on your honest spot, and he did come out on camera and say that's not an excuse. He said I prepared properly. It's like I had my I did my preparation. It was it was not the conditions. It's like it was like I got taken off guard by the conditions that we were rapping in. It's like that's not an excuse, and he did. You see, the one thing I like by with your what your honor does. He's a professional, right? Well, now what I
He
like about
tries
him,
to be.
yeah, he try because the ad like previously he didn't care at all when he acted like Rex too much of like I don't care if I choke or choke, that's me. But now when you see him, like when you see like since he got his baby, and he said he's focusing to be a food like bring fans uh, the best of him. He handles himself as a professional. Like if it's his fault, he even said it's like it's my fault. It's like my fault. I have. It's like even though we are rapping in extreme condition, it was hot in here. If you had to, if it's like I gotta rap through it. If you had to rap in the desert, I gotta rap through it. He's like, there's no excuse. So I was like, hey, that's how you supposed to be. If you feel that way, that's how you're supposed to be, right? Then let's talk about another thing. Uh, so I wrote down the battle was terrible. Plus the crowd was not.
No,
The battle was
the battle
terrible.
was terrible.
Plus the crowd was not respecting each the battle rappers at all. And now let's talk Nana versus Ored. Okay, this uh you see, I can't even say Nana and Ored because Ored did have some crazy freestyles. I go lie. Ored had some, I don't know if I wrote it down. Yeah, already some crazy freestyles. Nanan, Nanan. I think, but now with Nanan coming, I now see why sometimes I don't like Nanan. Sometimes,
Those loser bracket battles are very very weird.
yeah,
Um,
but no, but this battle was good, but it was also it was. I want to say it was Nanan. Now the reason why I feel like I don't like Nanan, not like Nanan, but I feel like Nanan. Okay, this is how I'm gonna say. I now see why Nanan lost in the tournament, right? Why the judges pick Sheed over Nanan? That's why I said now I see why, because he does this a lot and he overdoes it. Nanan, I understand you want to show that you can flip people's name, but you overdo it. You over flip people's names so much that it gets annoying. Because in this battle, I think this whole second round, you flip red after red after red after red. Like every blind you finish with red. You were flipping red a lot. And it got to me annoying of like I'm like, bro, are you gonna say something else than flip this man's name? Then you're like, oh, yeah, I know y'all don't like y'all say I don't like name flips, bro. It's not like we don't like name flips, but you overdo it. That's the problem. The reason why you lost to Shit Happens was you overflipped these names so much. You were saying she. That's what happens. The reason why Romney lost to Swamp was he overflipped Page the whole battle. When you overflip somebody's name, it gets annoying. That
I
means
mean,
you're not
he
creative.
also wasn't that great either, but I'll just
Yeah.
let you get that off. Let you get that
Plus,
off.
plus, when you overflip somebody's name so much, it gets annoying. It shows that you're not creative. You all you rely is I'm gonna flip this man's name or half my round, 3 quarters of my round, and say something smart like creative at the last quarter. That's not good. But let's get into the battle. The battle was great, right? Battle was great. Nana, I think I don't know who went first. I think Nana went first. Great first round. Oh, Red came out. This is where I see. I think Red. I don't know if he did this the day before, like after the face off, his first round. But I feel like if he wrote the first one in the face off, after the face off, because I know that they were arguing about the Professor Shine and already said, yeah, I've done similar things to Professor. He said, I've never been a professor, but I did do education and stuff, like do like thing or like professor ish. So they were then Jay Black and Nana were like, no, yeah, you did it, but you never did a professor. So
Mm,
already decided to bring Professor Red, although he didn't come with the whole, like full
lab coat.
costume, but he did Professor Red. He didn't want a lyrics 101 or lyricism 101, where he's like, he brought out a boy named Debo Hold It. He's like, lyric 101. We about to do lyricism 101. He did a triple entendre, and he broke it down. He's like, that's a triple entendre. This is what I said. But. You see, I was like, yeah, teach this man a little bit. You flip the board, then he did a quadruple entendre, and he did it. Then he did a freestyle because uh before, I think it was before that battle or before the previous battle, Smack announced Danny. Guys, I'm gonna say it's unknown. Danny and Nana. So he did a freestyle about Danny and Nana and said, what he said, oh yeah, Biz right now is that after this battle, Biz is like, yeah, bro, we canceling that battle right now. Right? So Nana
I
came
don't.
out and said,
I don't like that battle either. But whatever. We'll talk about it later.
yeah. Nana comes out with the three good rebuttals, thinking that he's chef trash. Rebutted the freestyle that Red had about uh Danny Myers hit another great. Then that's when I wrote he overdoes the freestyles. Then I wrote down Red went crazy in the set. Red came out. You know, it's I think he wrote some of this stuff yesterday, or like some of his stuff he wrote it the day before, because how did he say Drake's album, the whole album, the Honestly Nevermind?
Hmm.
I think was it not a surprise album or something?
It was, but it was announced Thursday because it came out at that night.
Yeah, so
So it
I
was
think he wrote
announced
some of
Thursday.
it
Hey,
because
he's
the
dropping it
first part
tomorrow.
of his second round, he's like, "Yeah, the album's gonna be trash." Like, honestly, never mind. I was like, "Yo, bro," I'm like, "Yo, this is that shows Red. Red really didn't care about this battle, but I was like, the material that he had in the battle, they were good." I'm like, "Damn, Red had good material, right?" Uh, he was one in the second. Then Nanan had this whole thing about Red being a sports bar king, even though I don't agree with it. Then my feeling after the battle, I didn't have a win in this battle, but I felt in my heart of I had all Red winning, right?
Hmm.
People had Nana winning. That's them. It's their opinion. I don't care. Give a damn. But in my heart, in my like after I watched the battle, I felt more connected to. I felt more like okay, Red did a little bit more than Nana,
Yeah.
right? Then we're gonna then we went into the UM5 semifinals. This is where I have a question. You know what? Before I get to this battle, Paulo, you're the I wrote down. I think near the end of this, me talking about this, I wrote down you're the worst young judge ever because I don't know if you were smoking crack or if you were. I don't know if you were drinking. I don't know if you were. I don't know what you were doing when shit happens and JC was rapping. I understand other people had JC winning. Like I like Quest had JC winning the first and the third. John John is weird himself. John John doesn't know. John John at this point, John John picks the people that he knows. He's cool with. He doesn't pick who rap better. John, we already knew seen this. John John. John John picks his friends or people that he's like, yo, I've seen them for years. John John never picks the person who's supposed to win. The only time he picks somebody who's actually better is that if people, both of them are new or people have not battled for X amount of years, have not have a reputation, that's when he actually has to judge. But other than that, Johnson doesn't judge anything. He's just gonna go like, oh yeah, JC's reputation is always good. I'm gonna pick JC. We have seen this for 3 rounds. 3 rounds of the tournament, Johnson has done this. Even he picked Ramiri to beat Swamp. We've seen it. We've seen it. So
I know one of them did that, but I don't think it was him. It was
I,
him.
it was JC. It was John John.
Hmm.
So I expected John John to pick JC. But Paulo, you like to write you like to write bars down, right?
You really believe in your heart of hearts that she'd happen to beat JC?
Second and third.
Interesting.
Okay, let me. So the first, one thing I want to say, people. I think plus also I think the crowd goes about. I think the other okay, except for Calico and I want to say Quest. Quest had the reason why he picked JC, so I respect his reason. But except for Kaka and Quest, Paula, I think he went his judgment on this battle, he went about crowd reaction more than anything else. And the reason why I don't like what Paula did, right, personally, is because if he had to choose any runs if he had JC winning, he should have said this first and the third, because everybody in the building on camera, everybody in their mama, everybody agreed JC lost the second. He didn't win that second. If you get, bro, JC, even Gaethje said you lost that second. Gaethje's in your team. When Gaethje was twinning, Gaethje's like, yo, it's 1-1 going into the third. Paula, how did you have JC winning the first and the second when everybody, you're the only person in the world out of millions who were watching, you're the only one who had JC winning the second? That's the problem. So, in my opinion, right, JC won. The crowd was biased to JC from the get go. Before even the rap, they was shining JC 3-0. So Sheed was already, Sheed was an underdog. You knew this, right? Sheed was an underdog.
That's interesting that you have this take. I wish I would have seen it because I don't
I,
see
I
JC
might,
losing
I
to
might share
anybody
the,
like
I
that.
might share
But
the battle with you, right, later today, right? So the first, personally, me, I'm talking myself. I understand if, and it's not like JC was bad. It was not JC was. I feel like JC had better. JC has done better material in 2 weeks' notice than what he brought for Sheed, right? I've seen a better JC in 2 weeks' notice than I've seen against Sheed, and Sheed was in the same bag he was for Truthful in this one. He was fire. I don't know. I don't know who. I don't know who was watching. I don't know if it was John John saying she was fired the first half and the second half was trash. I don't know what John John was watching, because I feel like she was good that first round. Even though people had JC winning the edge in the first, but when the second came and she went into this like scheme or rhyme scheme, when he was doing like eating, I don't know how to explain it, but he went into the crazy rhyme scheme. Like, I was like, yo, imagine, I was like, know that when he got that crowd reaction and everyone in tune into the battle, I'm like, do y'all remember when the crowd was already biased to JC? They're like JC 3-0. And the first one, she was fighting to get crowd reaction. Like, crowd was not giving anything. They're only here for JC, right? And when JC, the first one, JC had some crowd reactions. He had some great bars. But when she took that second, when he grabbed that momentum from JC, I want to say the JC bias crowd, right? When he grabbed that momentum in the second, when he had like, I say she left Earth in the second. He left Earth. When he grabbed that momentum, I saw, I was surprised to the crowd when JC was now the one fighting to get the crowd reaction. You know how JC sometimes, whenever people are not reacting to like something that he feels, if he reacts himself.
mm-hmm.
They were like, yeah, the crowd. I think one person said yeah with him. Sometimes when you say yeah, the crowd will say yeah with him. He's like, yeah, I know. And the crowd was silent. I'm like, I'm like, yo, JC. I'm like, bro, even someone tweeted out like, JC, stop reacting to your own stuff because it's now looking weird. It was fine when you do it and the crowd catch the ball late, but when they caught the ball and the still didn't react to the ball, it was okay. I'm like, okay, JC, you have done enough, right? Then the third comes. She goes off in the third too. JC goes again in the third. I think who went? I don't know if JC went first or she went. I think she went first. She went goes first in the third. He goes crazy. JC goes, JC goes. JC rap. He rapped with him. It was fun. I was like, okay. I was like, when she ended the first, I was like, JC, you gotta turn up. You gotta have that one round of like, yo, show that your pen is immaculate. You have gotta show him that you are the god in this. My opinion, he didn't do that. Sometimes, like sometimes I think you have seen me like whenever I feel like somebody gotta do something and they turn up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say honestly, I'll like, okay, you know what? You turned up, right? I'm like, yo, you did enough to win. I'm like, when I finish after that round, I'm like, he didn't do enough. In my opinion, I don't know. Before the judges say anything, I'm like, if the judge, I went on Twitter and everybody, easy the black captain, we're gonna surf, Surf and JC go back and forth. But Surf at this particular was not at the event, but he was on Twitter. He was like, yo, it was 1-on-1 going to the third. And he's like, I felt like JC needed to turn up into like God mode of like showing his penmanship, like showing that he can out rap him, right? I'll do something to bring his momentum down. And like everybody, like official, most of the rappers, all of them, they're like, yeah, he didn't do enough. So when the judges came out, Quest was like, yo, I got JC first and third. I'm like, I was like,
That
okay,
third still comes down to people's opinion though.
yeah. I was
It's
like,
cool. The boy took the second and JC took the first, but that third will still come down to opinion.
yeah.
So
I was like,
that's just all on
yeah.
everybody.
So people was like, oh, yeah. When Quest was like, okay, I got JC first and third. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I was like, I don't see it, but I'm like, you know what? I was like, so when Paula came out, I was like, when Paula's like, I gave she the third. So I'm like, if you saying you give she the third and you give JC, and I was like, obviously you're gonna give JC the first. That's the consensus that JC took the first. I was like, so then he said, I got JC in the second. I'm like, bro, what are you listening? That's when I got mad. I'm like, bro, what is he listening to? Because I'm like, if we're gonna say, I don't know the frame vote, but I'm like, if you were gonna come out here and say anything, you could have just said, I got JC first and third. I would have respected it. But you're gonna say you got JC winning the second. You're the only one in the building who thought that. Everybody in the world, we all agreed. Not even everybody. I don't look at comments during the battle, but after the battle, I looked through Twitter. Everybody in the world were like, yo, she won the second. JC is the first. It comes down to the third. Whoever you think they're like I was like, most of the people was like, okay, we got shit winning the third because he did more, and we felt like JC needed to do something to bring that momentum that she had, right? When he said I got JC in a second, I'm like, bro, I can respect your opinion if you're gonna say something like that. I respect you as a person, as a media person, but I can respect your opinion. Then Calico, Calico is Calico. Calico does his and Calico. Some people say Calico is biased to Sheed, but I don't think that was his moment. And some people I want to say Quest is kind of biased to JC because JC is from.
I mean, they could say that about Quest and Calico. They all from Detroit.
Yeah. So when Calico came out, Calico was like, okay. Calico gave he's like, I got JC the first. He's like, I asked JC the first. He's like, she the second clear. Is it comes down to the third, and it's like in the third, it's like, and you know, Calico is always makes jokes. You know how Calico is, right? Calico is like, is like I look. It's like when I came in the building, I looked to myself in the mirror, and I was like, I'm like Calico. I was like, I looked in the mirror. I was like, you could. It's like I came here. It's like It's like I came here with the opinion of like, if she doesn't do what she did last week, if he brings the shit that brought Nanan, I'm not picking him. Right? He's like, I came. I was like, I can't pick she today. He's like, I got she in the third. He's like, I got she in the third. Then I was like, although before Jan said, I was like, okay, Jan's gonna pick JC. I'm like, that's Jan. I understand Jan. At this point, I know what type of judge Jan is. I'm like, okay. Then I was like, well, technically speaking, I was like, karma comes around, right? I was like, well, I was like, boy, this. I was like, in my opinion, karma. Crazy enough, she won the fame vote. She won the fame vote.
And that still don't mean that he won one, but I don't know. I guess this will be the second or third robbery of this tournament. I don't know.
Yeah, like she
People ain't
won the fame
always
vote. I
gonna
was
be
like, so
satisfied.
when she came out on the screen, like, yo, I even won the fame vote. He's like, what's happening? I was like, well, karma comes around. I was like, you people feel like you lost to Nanan, you won against you won against Truthful. I was like, well, karma comes around. I was like, well, I guess karma came around, right? And he even said, it's like I can't be mad at the judges. He's like, I was not supposed to be here, and I didn't. It's like the crazy part, I didn't die. It's like that's the crazy part, and I feel, and now this is what when it comes to the finals, right? Before we get into the finals, judges reputation doesn't. We are There's too much money on the line for you guys to go about who have done this for the longest reputation. No, if we about to, you see, this is why Calico, y'all give Calico slack for being Calico, but he knows he's he has a he has a method to his madness. Whenever Calico writes down bars and he writes everybody's bar line for line like he actually wrote the bar, he explains it. He's telling you why he picked this person. I'm like, so then
They be trying to rush the explanations too. That's another thing.
yeah,
I still think what Nitty said about the whole replay and they should get time to
yeah. I
actually
feel like the
explain,
replay.
and it's so
I
many things that should be fixed
Yeah,
with the
I
tournaments.
understand. So, well, Fonz versus Swan. Uh, this battle was great, right? This battle was great. So Fonz came out. At the gate, Fonz came out first. At the gate, he had one of my favorite lines from Swamp was nigga is like the last nigga I battled. The nigga flees. He pays so much. He read me wrong. Fonz, then I think so. You know, that was Swamp's page first. Fonz was great in the first, but in my opinion, I didn't have him winning the first. I didn't write nothing about. Fonz choked in the second, right? And I think, and also I had Swamp. Swamp was talking through that talk to him in that second. The third Swamp was also rapping, and this is where I think I was mad at Paul. This is the problem why I said Paulo was the worst guy. I forgot what he said also in this battle because he did something weird again in this battle. That pissed me off because Paulo. I understand. It's like he said something about I don't know who did he. I don't know if he said I don't know. Did he pick Swamp or he picked somebody else? I don't. Wait, he did pick Swamp. No, he picked Fonts to win the battle. No, he picked Fonts. Right? He was the one who picked Fonts to win. I don't know. Now I'm confused. Was it Fonts did he pick? I don't know. Whatever. But he said something weird that pissed me off. I was like, "Yo, Paul is the worst judge because his explanation was terrible. It was stupid and terrible." I was like, "Yo, if you guys," I'm like, I understand some fans saying that Kalak is the worst judge. I'm like, Kalak is probably one of the best. Him and Quest, they are consistent. They know what they're doing. I'm like, Quest knows whatever. Quest, Quest goes. Quest is like a weird judge. He goes to everyone's lines. He goes to the lines that he likes. I was like, Quest, listen to lyrics. I was like, Calico, listen to how people present themselves, talking, delivering, everything. I'm like, Jajan goes about reputation. I was like, Paula is the worst one out of all four of them because he doesn't know whatever he's doing. I'm like, he sometimes he knows, sometimes he doesn't. I'm like, to this week he didn't know. I think he was high. I don't know. But when some people say, well, Calico picked Fonz to win the second, even though Fonz choked. Calico gave his reason. He said, I felt it's like even though with the slip up in the second, Fonz, I feel like he did more punchlines. I was like, hey, if you feel like he did that, that's cool. It's great.
Like last battle, I felt
Yeah,
like he got out rapped, but he did mad punchlines.
yeah.
It just depends what you like when it comes to
Yeah,
punchers.
I'm
Like
like,
it's
I'm like,
just
that's great for him. He said it, but at the end of the day, he said the first and the third was Swamp. He's like, Swamp cleared the first, Swamp as the third. He's like, I gave Franz the second, even though he choked in a second. I'm like, okay, that's him. That's his opinion. That's him. I'm like, Paulo, his explanation was, I think he had, I don't know, he had Franz winning first and a second or first something like that or something crazy. And I'm like, yo, Paul, I'm like, what are you talking about? Right? But okay. Plus, I have another thing I have a problem with. And I think is now Nunu, we love you. We have respect for you. But you need to stop promoting fights or almost fights. Please stop doing that. It gets annoying. Because it's like you were promoting them to be in front of each other, almost fight because you say you feel like they need. You're like, I'm from the. We need that street feeling. I'm like, bro, them two don't like each other. The almost fight is equally to go be a fight. I don't know. I don't care. I don't give a damn. That's me. But let's get into this battle. The main event of the night, right, was Stumbles versus Snake Eyes. Okay, people, I want to say one thing. Congratulations, I'm gonna, there's, all right, nobody from Mina Menos was in the building except for Calico. Calico is a team captain, so technically speaking, he's kind of a higher priority, right? So he was the only one representing Mina Menace, so he decided to, there's a rapper, Fireboy Fire, put up, Self put out 2,000, Fireboy Fire put out extra 2,000. So that was 4,000 on the battle, right? So the battle started. Stumbles went first. Uh, One thing, I think the crowd was already in Stumbles' favors because of what Snakers was doing. Snakers, Snakers was like, "I'm the champ," He gotta go first because he's the challenger. Understandably, that's how it goes. He's the challenger, so he gotta go first. So he stumbles was like, no, let's do a coin toss. So they did a coin toss. Snake has won, and he gave the opinion to Stumbles. Uh Me personally, I don't care what Stumbles says. I don't People think Stumbles is fire, that's on them. Stumbles to me doesn't say anything. That's me. I'm a weirdo for thinking that. But in my opinion, Stumbles doesn't say anything.
No,
He
that's
has
my opinion about somebody that we're going to talk about later. But
Yeah, he doesn't say anything to me. He doesn't Not anything, but he's like he says some stuff, but some whenever he gets to what people are reacting to him, I feel like he just because of him being weird or getting weird, like him talking about his mom a lot, people react to him and him having that connection to like street, acting like he's a street with the ski mask. People do reactions and his entourage is like reacting with him. But I don't care about Stumbles. I don't really care. I don't give a damn about Stumbles. And I wanted to say this. Snake Eyes, I think, is the second most hated person in battle rap.
number one got to be Verb.
Number one is Verb. Snake Eyes is second. He's a distant second. He gets laughs here and there, but Snake Eyes is a distant second where Snake Eyes promotes one thing Snake Eyes can do. He can promote. He's a great at marketing him like his battles, right? But the way he markets his battles, I think people don't like it. So whenever he goes out there and he's talking how he presents himself, of like he really doesn't like this person or he really doesn't give a damn about this person, especially for this battle. He really acted like he was so like pissed off, like yeah, like bro, why was that it? Like it's like that's it. Acting cocky and stuff. I think people don't like it. But and he in the first he did fight to get reactions. And one thing I know about him, one thing he's different from Verb is like when Verb gets no reaction, Verb starts doing weird stuff, right? Verb shuts down. Verb starts not like when Verb starts getting no reactions or getting booed, he shuts down. He gets annoyed. He gets do weird stuff. He just like okay. He's like the first one he saw that he was not getting reactions, so he's like okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna rap my shit. Y'all gonna when it's fire, y'all gonna react to it. Yeah. I don't have to beg for reactions, right? That's one thing I like about Snake. He just goes by his whenever if he's not getting reactions, he's gonna go by his way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the first, I was like, okay, Snake Stumbles came out. Stumbles had a cool. I want to say he had a good first. I want to give him that. He didn't stumble. He didn't choke, but he had a good first. My opinion was when Snakers didn't get a reaction, but he was talking to Snake like he was talking to Stumbles. He addressed the fight, right? The crowd started reacting to him. He's like, yo, he's like Stumble. Oh, after the only thing I hear, he even brought out the bar that he made him, the bar that he said to talk like Stumble did that, Stumble did that. When I punched Stumble, why you was stumbling back? When I he was stumbling back. So he did that. The crowd got interacted with that. It was fire, right? Uh, this is one thing people who are associated with Midnight Madness got pissed off at about this battle, and they said this is why we didn't want like to get leagues involved with Midnight Madness. Even Seth said it. Seth, everyone said it. He's like, it's like when Midnight Madness do this, we don't have this type of issues when somebody is hated on, like for example, that Snakers was already getting hate from like the way he presented himself in the well the way he was talking in the face off. So when he got on stage, it was like hate, right? So when he got there and stumbles at a good second, but to me he doesn't. Maybe it's just me. I don't relate to stumbles. Maybe it's not related to me, but related. His method doesn't relate to me. I don't know, but I don't care about what Stumbles says. I was bored,
Yeah.
right? I don't give a damn what he's saying. And when Snake saying, I'm like, there's some fire stuff, but the court was not hearing him. And I got pissed off because I'm like, yo, this is I see why now I see why. That's when I wrote down like, yo, Snake is probably the second most hated person in battle rap because there was some fire stuff. I'm like, yo, if he did this in Midnight Madness setting where it's a close quarters where there's a few people and those people are there to hear battles, hear lyrics, they don't care about uh they don't care about the like set narratives or don't care that just here for battles and have a good time. I'm like, this will not happen. And that's what happens. Then, and I don't know if Stumbles talked to Caffeine, he got help again because in the third round he did he did the song "Fuck You" and Tony Bro, like "Fuck You," and he had the beat from the song that made that thing famous, right? And you see, like, and Snake was like, "Yo, bro." Snake even addressed it in his round. It was like, "Yo, bro," he did like a small freestyle, like, "Yo, P, we agreed to be a judge battle rapping. How you guys gonna allow him to use a beat, right, on the acapella battle?" I'm like, if it was any, he's like, if it was any other battle, if it was good, then the crowd was saying 3-0, 3-0. That's when people who associate like Jack Boy Main, Bill Collector, N1, Sue Surf, all of them say, "Yo, bro," it's like we are not. It's like if it was midnight setting, this will not be happening. It's like this is the reason why we didn't. Is it? I think somebody said this is the reason why we didn't want to. It's like because since you like there's so many events close together, now we have to use leagues, right? It's like now we have to defend some of the belts on like for example, it's like Snake Eyes had like too many. His schedule was so packed, so he decided to put his belt up right against Stumbles, right? It's like the same thing. True Ford when True Ford was in the tournament, he said True Ford said the same thing. He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna put my belt up against Geechee because it's like we don't know when June comes. We don't, it's gonna be so tight together. So we just do this." I'm like, this is why I when they said I was like, oh now I see why they really didn't want to get sponsorship from leagues. Is this is the reason why because leagues if there's some people come for leagues events they already have a reputation is like we're gonna be whenever somebody's getting beat up we're gonna chant 3-0 we are not here. So when they were chanting 3-0 people were sending their opinions like this will never happen in Midnight Minutes. I was like that's true. And it's like this is why someone said this is why we didn't want leagues to get involved. Like this is why we didn't want to have big crowds and have big like have battles, midnight madness battles with leagues, except for the hardcore belt that Sneakers was holding. Is because the crowd sometimes the judges get influenced by the crowd, and I feel like that's what happened. My personal opinion, Stumbles won the battle, but it was due to the fact people the crowd was more they got influenced by the crowd. They were not listening to what Snake was saying. The only person who listened to what Snake was saying was Drugs. Even though he did have stumbles winning because he said the third it came down to the third, and I felt like the third because of the beat and the fuck you, that's how Stumbles edged the round. So from listening to that, if Stumbles didn't do all that big thing with URL helping him, he was not gonna win the battle, right? That's what I'm hearing. Uh
That's
so
still a moment in itself, though. Like, you know how many people
yeah, that's
like,
the moment in itself. I feel like people were mad at it because this was associated with Mina Menace. It was
yeah,
URL slash Mina Menace like collab, right? So they're like, yo, we that Snake Eyes did like this, like yo, Snake Eyes like when he got on stage, he's like, yo, we're gonna do this Mina Menace style of like we're gonna have five judges and there's money on the floor, right? Five judges, and we're gonna do this. He's like, yeah, it broke that Mina Menace feeling, but they were all mad at like Stumbles did, it was weird. I understand what they're saying.
yeah,
Right. So Stumbles won the battle, won the money, and he won the belt. So he's now the hardcore champ, and I guess his first challenger. I don't know if well, from
he
what
robbed them of the belt twice. By the way,
I don't want, was not gonna bring that up though.
that nigga is stone cold, bro.
I really don't give a damn at
That
this point.
nigga's John Cena at this point.
All right.
WWE champ twice.
And he said he's the one who gave Twerk the belt, and everyone tweeted it out. And I don't know. I think Twerk is coming out soon.
Hopefully,
Because Enwa said he wants if Stumbles win what he did, he wants Twerk and Stumbles to battle for the belt in September, and so I was like, oh, maybe that's the timetable of. And shout out and yeah, guys, we want to say Twerk free Twerk because he also got in some situation inside prison where he got into solitary the hole, and he appealed it and he got out the hole, but he still gotta save his time. But we want to say, you know,
yeah,
free
free twerk.
twerk until yeah, free twerk. We need twerk out, man.
He's just a rapper, bro, not a gangster, bro.
Yeah, we need twerk out. He's just a
That's why
rapper.
y'all need to drop that shit. That shit needs to be just entertainment. Like past like the start of it, just entertainment, bro.
Yeah,
Y'all-
yeah. But okay, now let's talk about the announcement, guys. Y'all know Gnome is like 3 weeks away, and now it's two when this video comes out. Should I go by every like in order how the announcement came out?
I think it's still one more announcement anyway, but yeah, we could start with just
In order how the announcement came out to
yeah.
us, or
I think it was Top and Rock. We've been new about that, and then
yo,
what's the
so
next
Top
one?
and Rock. So the next announcement was Danny Myers versus Nanette. How you feel about this one? We're gonna
I don't like the battle. I don't think I don't think
why?
Nunnan has enough for Danny,
Okay.
and even if he does, I still think Danny is in his bag. And plus, that shouldn't be on Gnome. That is not a battle for Gnome, and that shows me that they struggled to put this card together. That's not a Gnome battle, bro. Like Danny deserves
I
somebody
feel like
better than this.
okay. I understand what you say,
Yeah, and I don't
but
know if
also
what's his
I
name
feel
should be
like
on
they
Gnome.
wanted. But also, I want to say, and there's other thing I want to say. I think they also wanted to reward Nana for what he has done all this whole year, right?
So is Gnome main events or is it just okay like training ground? Because Gnome 11 was like that,
Yeah,
but that was
I feel
because of his
like
coach.
Nanan. This is like a reward for Nanan for what he's done all this year, this whole year. He was fired all year, right?
He was no doubt.
Yeah. So and in my opinion, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if this is true or not, but he's part of one of the few people in contention for champion of the year, right? He's consistent, even though I feel like he lost to all red, but he's consistent, right? And
Yeah.
that's him. So me personally, I saw the battle. I had an idea that Nana was gonna be unknown. It was my I have the feeling that Nana was gonna be unknown because he has been on every he has been on 90% of the cards this year, right? 90%. Except this is one big card that this is the only big card that he's on this year, but he has been on 90% of the cards this year that happened this year, right? Civil War. He was also on, I think, yeah, he was on Civil War. He was on Band. The only cards he was not on Resolution or Any Given Sunday, but he was on the cards that they put out this year. He's been on there. So I feel like this was a reward to Nana because
Hmm.
he clearly beat Sharon 3-0. So it,
I don't
but
know. I still think it should be a bigger battle than that. It's literally called Night of Main Events, and
yeah,
we
I
all can
understand.
agree that is not a main event.
Yeah,
Like,
I understand. Me and you are on the same page is that this is
yeah,
not a main event battle, right? For no, it's not a main for a small card. Maybe it will be a main event battle, right?
yeah.
But this is also I have a feeling this is also for him beating Sharon because I feel like, in my opinion, this is my opinion. It's nobody's else but me. But if Sean had beat Nanan on Civil War, right? It was going to be DNA. It was going to be Danny Miles versus Sharon for now. So technically speaking, them battling and people saying Nana won. That's how he got to know. I don't know if it's true. It's my opinion. I don't know if it makes sense.
I mean, when you put it that way, it makes a lot more sense. Like he's deserving of it. Um,
Yes.
which yeah, he has been on every card. I'm not trying to diss him or anything. I just don't think he's ready for that. And what
All
if he
right.
stands up there and gets 30? Like it just, I don't know. But no, it makes sense.
All right. So before we get to another announcement, the other battle that's unknown, that's opening known, even though is the main event for the tournament, Swan versus JC. So how you feel? They are in the finals. Who's taking the money?
I think it's going to be JC. I think he's going to
I got
outright
Swan.
him.
I
I
got Swan.
wouldn't be surprised if Swamp did it.
I got Swan. They're
The
giving
way he's
Swan.
been rapping.
You're giving Swamp, even though you're giving JC an extra week to prepare, but you're also giving Swamp another extra week to prepare. The way Swamp has been prepared, I guess. One thing I want to say this: Swamp has probably had the toughest road to the 100K.
Mm. Oh well, yeah. Fonz and Nitty and who we had the battle first?
And Suge,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and now JC,
He had yeah. So if he does this, champion of the year,
it's
contender number one.
his. He's
Yeah,
number one.
champion,
He has to
contender
be.
number one for sure.
He has to be. Because if he beats JC, he has to be he has to be the number one contender for champion of the year. Because you can't beat Suge convincingly, even here the slip up against Suge, beat Nitty, beat Fonz convincingly.
He took
That
out one of the faces. He took out the gatekeeper. He took out the newest rising star, and now he's about to face one of the oldest performers who's like really great at
one of
doing
one
his
of the
thing.
oldest consistent performers too. If he takes them out, bro, that's crazy. Crazy enough. Okay. Next battle. You know what? I want to leave this battle for last because I know you have something to say. Greedy Gotti versus Hollow the Don. I left the I left the other battle for last because me and you have different opinion for the other battle. But
Well, um,
How about this? How you feel about this one?
I think this battle is actually going to be a really good Hollow. I think nobody can say, hey, Hollow sounds weird or nothing like that. Because I think he's going to be really prepared. It's Geechee he's going up against. I think none of the bullshit that they have to deal with, like with time limits and other weird shit, is going to happen. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be a really good battle. I'm still going Geechee 2-1 because I can't bet against him. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. I hope that I
All
am good to watch that Gnome card.
right. So people, it's a good bet, right?
You laughing? Uh oh.
It's a good battle, but it's random for me.
Random?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I, to be honest, yes. So some people it's not random. Geechee beat Locks, and people normally associate Hollow in the same conversation with Locks. So Geechee's taking legacy battles, but as I would, if you watch the podcast, right, I say you're always good as your last battle, right?
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with this.
Always good as your last battle. The last time I saw Hollow, he got beat convincingly, in my opinion, by DNA. People said he came out and said he didn't like his behavior against Geechee. I don't care if you didn't like your behavior against Geechee, against DNA. I don't care. But you going against Geechee. I have no. I respect Hollow, what Hollow has done for the culture. I have respected him for a while, right? But when was the last time? Okay, people gonna say they Hollow that beat K Shine. Okay, that's cool. But Hollow, this battle, if you lose this battle, I don't want to see you no more.
It's Geechee though.
I don't care if it's Gish, but Hollow, you gotta beat somebody. I bro, you gotta retire, bro. At this point, if you lose to if okay, if you lose to Gitch in a debatable battle, I want you to see you. But if Gitch just be Gitch him to run through you, I don't want to see you no more. And I feel like that's gonna happen. I feel like Gitch is gonna have a good battle. And he's gonna just be Gitchy and still beat Hollow convincingly. In my opinion, I Gitchy 3-0. Don't care.
Yeah, definitely different opinions on that one.
I got Gitchy 3-0. I want maybe we'll see a good Hollow. Yeah, we're gonna see a good Hollow. Maybe. But I still got Gitchy 3-0. I don't. Yeah. All right, let's talk about the next battle. This is the battle. I think it's what 1.5 years in the making.
Hmm?
Almost 2 years in the making. Yeah, 2 years in the making. This battle, right? We got Philly's own. Philly's right now. Philly, the face of battle rap in better Philadelphia's battle rap. The face of Philadelphia battle rap. Easy the Black Captain. He's going against the person he's been calling out since Easy became a star, or since Easy became popular since 2020. He called out goods like a long time ago, right? It was 2020. If people don't know what I'm talking about, y'all know we keep the receipt. When was this? Hold on. Let's hold on. Let me go to Easy top tier. Y'all know Easy. If people don't know this, we gotta play a few things.
They say your stages to the top 10, top 10. Oh, they forgot how they got here, got here.
Served did John John so bad he started commentating. Start judging battles. You too fat to run. That was the line.
What? Not here. Huh? Easy. So he got that goods in top tier. He said in champion in the champion district he also said tell goods until he comes outside. I don't know what's about goods. I always like hold on. I'm about to play. So yeah, so he got our goods in both districts, Calico in both districts, and uh, Big Team in both districts, right? And I'm surprised. Remember the last episode I said I didn't think Shotgun and Easy like was out of the blue. My bad. He did. I see now you called out Shug in the district, so Shug is on the hit list. So so Goods and Easy have been going back and forth for like almost 2 years. Well, yeah, almost 2 years. So it's Easy versus Goods. How you feel about this battle?
Y'all know how I feel about goods, and it's not personal. We getting a little bit of a following. Y'all might be sharing. Y'all might actually be commenting things like that. I don't even check the comments and stuff like that. But
I don't either.
still, thank you for the support. But it's not personal. But I don't care about goods or what he, how he raps. And it's just not for me. So of course, I will pick easy 2-1 easily. Um, I'm not gonna say 3-0 because that's just kind of disrespectful. But he's just not for me. It's just he went up there against Gotti like that, and Gotti I feel like put him in his place, and everybody acts after the battle. Everybody just acts like, "Oh my God, he said incredible things." No, he didn't. He kind of got shitted on, and y'all watched him get shitted on. And then yeah, so hey man, it's beautiful. It's great. I'm happy for Easy. This should be a cakewalk for him, and yeah, that's a battle I'm gonna skip. That's
You
one I'm gonna skip
see,
on purpose.
people. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let send. I let him talk. I knew this was gonna happen. That's why I let this battle go last. That's why I mentioned this last. Even though this battle was mentioned right after the Denny and Nana, but I was mentioning all that except for this one. Uh this battle. So me and him have different opinion, personally, right? He feel like respectfully, he doesn't relate to goods. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is, right? I think so, right?
Yeah, I don't. I just don't feel what he be saying. I don't like
Yeah.
the
So
slick talk thing. Ain't
yeah,
it's
see,
weird.
he doesn't. Well, so
Like
it's
rap.
like I think what he's feeling is the same thing I feel about Stumbles. Maybe that's it. Me, technically speaking, I don't relate to Stumbles at all. Maybe his content doesn't relate to me, but this bet is gonna be good because both of them, even though the slick walk and talk different, the talk is like they're very different type of rap styles. But they are gonna have this talk of drug talk. Both of them are gonna talk about drugs at some point in this battle, and that will be a crazy battle. Now, people, if you watch battle rap, if you're a fan of battle rap, you know there are there are tiers in people's categories, right? Right, that you want to hit if you're following their footsteps. So if you're like surf type of rapper, you rap, reference sports bars, talk some gang stuff, you gotta try to. Your goal is to finally battle Surf, Geechee, those type of battle rappers, right?
Hmm.
If you're a performance type of battle rapper, right, still a few bars, your goals is to battle like the K-Shine, the him and all of the world. Freestyle, if you're a rebuttal freestyle type of rapper, you want to battle uh, Hollow, Charlie Clips, DNA. Those are your goals. If you're lyrical, miracle type of rappers like B Dot, like like lyrical, you want to battle that Loaded Locks, Daylight. That's your end goal, right? If you're a person who likes to talk about cooking, drugs, your angle, most people's angle is talking to T Rex, goods, head ice. Those are the top people who came out from the beginning who were talking about this talk, right? In battle rap. I give respect to that. For example, when Tita was coming up, he had to see goods, right? Even eventually he didn't finally he didn't ever battle Rex, but he had to see goods because that's how him and goods were talking the same talk. They were talking drug talk. That's how they talk. So that's what happens. When Easy became famous, or when Easy reinvented himself and started talking different and talking drugs more often in his battle, right? He was talking drug talk. And when he did this, his end goal or his end game battles with Rex and Goods. He mentioned Head Ice in the first district as I played it. He mentioned Head Ice. So technically speaking, he also wants to battle Head Ice. Now, now if let's say he beats Goods, he beat Rex, and let's he in Vinique's opinion, he's gonna be good. I feel like it's gonna be a good battle. Even though I have Easy winning because I don't see Easy losing so many battles. So far, he has not lost out of 10 battles he has taken. I don't feel like he lost none of them.
Of
It's
all the
gonna
battles for him to lose, he better not lose this one.
right. So and and most people, some people feel like Goods doesn't talk about it, but Goods is also one of the hardest people to beat. I respect that. I don't want to take away from what Goods has done. Good
What does he do that makes him hard to be? Never mind. It's fine. It's okay.
Goods is one of any. I'm going. This is not what I'm saying, right? It's consensus in battle rap culture. Is from battle rappers themselves. They say Goods is one of the toughest people to beat. He
Because he
somehow
says nothing, and somehow people keep saying he won 2-1.
you see to him the
Even Daylight
Vinicius
said
doesn't
that.
say nothing. Me personally, the Geechee Gotti, I think if I look back at it, I still if Geechee won. He says Geechee won. I feel like Geechee lost that battle. I remember. I think we talked about it right after the battle, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
same. It was the same way.
yeah, and I said I feel like Goods won, even though I said it was a debatable battle. I feel like Goods won. It's my opinion. He doesn't feel what Goods says. So you see, both of us with different ears, so I can relate. That I mean, some people don't relate to other people. Like me, I don't relate to Stumbles. So I don't. Whenever he raps, I don't feel like he's saying nothing. I say it's okay, right? That's me. I don't relate. He doesn't relate to goods, the slick talk. He doesn't relate to it, so he feels like he's not saying anything to him. So that's okay for him. So when I say that, when I say this is going to be a good battle, but it's going to be easy win because I feel like easy brings more to the table than goods, right?
Mm.
He brings more to the table than goods, and goods eventually goods is gonna bring up him making more money in the streets and they're gonna try to compare the accolades in the game. And I feel like when Easy brings up Belair, Goods has nothing else to talk about because Easy's gonna say, I've done a movie role, a TV role of me selling, like me being the kingpin. You have not done that. Like you see, he brings a lot more to the table than what Goods does. That's why I feel like Easy's gonna win, but this is gonna be a good battle. So, but where the point is, after this battle, I think now Easy becomes that end game for people. Even though he has been in the game he's been battle rapping for years, but he's been popular for a few years. He's become in the same conversation as the Geechee of the world. And I feel like him and Gigi gotta talk. Him and Gigi gotta battle sometime this year or next year, right?
Yeah.
But after that, I feel like Easy becomes the end game for any rapper who wants to talk the drug talk. He becomes that end game. So like Kid Slade talks drugs, right? He talks about how he sell drugs on the corner, how he flip, he's the plug, everything. Now his goal after this battle is like, yo, I want to battle Easy and Rex or Goods. Now Easy is now the top people. No, it's gonna like how top is him, like how top, like for example, Easy battle T Top. T Top was part of he was now part of the conversation of like, if you talking this talk, you gotta see T Top, right?
Mhm.
Easy is now in that same, is in the journey of becoming that in the same conversation. Like if you are talking this talk, you gotta see Easy. And I think him beating Goods is gonna put him in that conversation of like, if you want to be this type of rapper talking about this type of content, you gotta see Easy. And this is why this battle makes sense to me, because every battle rapper who has talked about this talk, that Easy, Goods, T-Rex, this drug talk, they gotta see the people gotta see T-Top, they gotta see T-Rex, they gotta see Goods. So now they gotta see them two had to see each other, and they had to see each other sooner than later. Everyone wanted this battle last year. It didn't happen last year. We wanted the battle this year, and we finally got it because we had enough of them talking to each other for almost a year now, 2 years, right? It's two
Yeah.
years since 2020 when Easy became popular in 2020. So now it's been 2 years, and now they have to see each other. Easy has Easy has kept strictly on his hit list. This is why. Plus, this is also a testament to Easy and what he has done for his career, because Easy is not the Easy has one. He has great management. Whoever managed, I think, is how can do, or whoever managed Easy's career, or if he's managing himself, he's not like other these new battle rappers. This is where, if people noticed, I want to say this, and I've said it before. But Easy is a testament of, you gotta, if you have a hit list, stick to your hit list. Don't take any data away from your hit list. It's like Easy. People, imagine what Easy did in 2021. Easy became the second. He was, I think, in runner up in the champion of the year in the world, right? Champion of the year. That means you're the best battle rapper in the world that year, right?
Mhm.
What did Easy do that whole year? Easy,
Smack that Hitless.
he battled people in his list. In the beginning, before the district, he said, "Yo, I want T-Top." He got T-Top. He did the 2-on-2, right? Him and Chess were going back and forth beginning of the year. Him and Rex were going back and forth. So he got Rex unknown. He got Chess on. He got Chess on. What he got Chess on Summer Madness. Then he got him and K-Shan went back and forth for a couple while. He got Sean at the Smack Volume 9, even though Sean was never on his hit list. Well, he did mention Sean a little bit. Yes, he did. Sean was in his hit list. He said, "Let me come outside and show that back and really that buck." So you got Sean in Smack Volume. When 2022 comes, even though 22 started slow, he started off with Aver. Not in my when I played the verse, he heard, he said, "Tell your guys come out the booth." So he started with Aver. Now when he's with Aver, he's now with Goods. and I feel like him and Calico are gonna battle in Summer Madness. And I think even though me and Vinique both want this battle, this card not to happen, or the battle, the main event for this card not to happen, the Cassidy and Freeway card,
Yes,
we don't want it to have the main event to happen, but it's definitely gonna happen. I feel like him and Shaka Sugar are gonna be on the card.
most likely.
So if we are talking about this, right, he sticks strictly to his hit list. Then at the end of the year, I don't know who he can get. I think he's gonna get some of the newer guys. Real sick, he called out real sick. I think he's gonna get the real sick, or if Castro has his momentum back by that time, he might get Castro to end the year, and that's it. So, I it makes sense. I think it's gonna be a close one. I'm gonna say easy 2-1 in a very close battle. This probably gonna be my battle of the night,
Should
and
be, hopefully.
yeah, this is gonna be my battle of the night, and that's it. Uh, people, I think yeah, that's it for today. We had like talk. We talked for almost 2 hours.
I think it did pass 2 hours.
Yeah, we
2:03, I think.
yeah we giving you content, people. We gave y'all great content
I
today.
don't think we missed anything other than RBE, which we missed that last week, but we didn't watch that battle. None of that.
Hey,
So
hey, okay, people, listen. It's not that we skip RBE. It's because RBE doesn't promote their stuff.
they promoted like the day before, and then the
Yeah,
shit
yeah, they're
happened.
like it's a surprise thing. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
like what the hell?
you can't give a surprise thing. We got whenever we have plan, like for example, promote if you have a card, promote it like 2 weeks before so that people know that you got a card coming up. And plus this year, RBE, I don't, you know what? I think this for next week. I think the
If you say
RBE,
what you about to, I think you about to say, you should save it for next week. But
yeah, because I was gonna say
RBE isn't having a greatest year.
RBE is pop. They're having a down year, and I feel like that about to have a work. All right, before we go, there's one announcement. Beasley came out and said there's a surprise. There's one more announcement. What better do you think is on this?
If he's hype and saying it's a surprise, then it should be a bigger battler.
He said they're talking about it's not yet fully sold, but he's like get your tickets. There's one more battle. It's like a surprise. It's like we got a surprise for y'all. We got and we didn't. It's not getting announced, but they're gonna probably announce at the end of the week or later. What battle do you think is gonna be?
I think it got to be a bigger artist,
Like who?
bigger. So maybe a hitman or conceited coming back, or possibly an industry person. I don't think they would
Unknown?
do this for King Los. Or the
Unknown?
announcement could be a future thing, which would be, in my opinion, Daylight and Lux, or official date and card name for Cassidy and
But he said for known. He said there's a one more announcement
for known.
for known.
Okay, so I think Hitman or Conceited coming back. I
I
think
don't think He-Man's coming back for known though. He-Man never comes back for known.
I think
He's
a bigger artist possibly. Um,
all right, people. I know that I've been saying this. I think for the last 3 weeks, and the way it's looking, I think I'm that close. I'm
Nitty and
close.
Conceited could actually be happening.
Huh?
Nitty and Conceited could actually be happening.
But consider, but, but consider is on tour.
I don't think that stops them for real, for real. Y'all keep saying that tour thing. I don't think that stops them. Honestly, I think they
Yeah,
just
but in me personally, I think that's gonna stop them. But I, you see, I don't want to say the name because people are gonna say, "Why am I pushing for this man to be on URL a lot?"
A Ward.
Yeah,
That's actually that kind of
Yeah, because
that's
I'm
not a
like,
bad announcement. That's something that's worth to get hype for.
yeah, because I'm like, yeah, people. This is why I'm not pushing for him to be on your realm, but the way he's been mentioning this, him and Euro had that issues of like they wanted him to battle for his first battle for free. Then he switched that he said they're now talking about getting him to be get paid. But the reason why I feel like he's getting his own, I don't want to say I'm like what? I'm like 45% sure he's probably one of the announcement, but that means there's 60%, 55% chance that I'm wrong. That's a huge chance. Reason why I'm saying that because it Award for the part his last years or the last since Award became a free agent and not batting for one league, he has done he has done a great job, right? A great job for taking big names, right? Big names in different situations. Like he might have taken like for Geechee, like the Ill Will. Like he has done great job like Charlie Clips, a lot of one rounders, Arsenal one rounders. He battled Rosenberg role. Even Rosenberg role is not a big name, but people know Rosenberg role. He has battled people know, right? This year it's a weird year for him because he has not battled people that people know or people that us as like people who are not into like casual fans know. He has better people who know battle rap, who watch battle rap often to like, okay, he better like some people like if you are a huge battle rap fan, you might know, but you might know them for something else, but not for their battles, right?
Yeah,
That's the people he has battled, and he has take, and I feel like him, and he has not taken those, he has not taken battles like that. Him, it's a weird year of like it's kind of weird. I'm like, yo, I've not heard a huge award or a huge big announcement for somebody who was top five. Like everyone in the top five has had a great battle except for him, or a great name except for him. So I'm like, I feel like he's gonna have a big name. But this battle, all right, this is me reaching. This is a reach. This is a reach, right? So people don't say if somebody told me, but I want to say I feel like Surf and A Wood are gonna finally battle.
I don't know about Surf, but A Ward is a possibility. I
No,
don't know
see,
who. I
see,
don't know if
who,
it's Surf versus him, but hey, man,
but okay, there's no other big name right now. The only other name I would have thought about him battling would be Twerk, but Twerk is not here.
T Top, but T
T-Top
Top
is
is
already
rock.
unknown. T-Top is already unknown, right? B dot, that's the other name.
B Dot, that's not battling. I don't think B Dot is coming back. It's a crowd now.
You see,
He disappeared ever since the crowd came around. That boy cannot battle in front of a crowd, can he?
man,
Uh,
my man B dot
it's
is my
real
man.
good when it's quiet though.
You see, that's the only other person I'm thinking of. Is B dot. It's him, Surf, him versus Surf, or him versus B dot. I would say T Top if T Top was not unknown, right? I would say that, but the other thing, the reason why I'm saying I'm pushing because we all agreeing that Heyman and Geechee are gonna battle in Summer Madness, right?
I think so. Yeah. I
We
think
all
that's
agree.
possible. Yeah.
We all agree. So, and I feel like him and himself has put in. He even said it like, "Yo, when I come to your real back, I'm coming with a ward, right?" She's like, "So I'm bringing a ward to your real with me." So I feel like he's got that backing from him and like, "Yo, I got it." I He got that connection with him, and right now. So I'm like, okay, if he got Heeman's connection, I feel like Heeman is gonna make him get a, a, a bigger battle because Heeman said if Edward comes and y'all don't give him a bigger battle, like a big, not a big name, but a big name, I'm putting 10,000 up. Y'all gotta put out 10,000 on whoever y'all got, and I don't think Yore is gonna put $10,000 for a small name. We all agree that Yore will never do that. Do we agree?
Yeah. Euro's not doing it.
So I feel like they're gonna say like, okay, we're gonna just give him, we're just gonna throw him in the wood in the pit. So I'm gonna say they're gonna just throw him against. I'm I'm gonna throw him. We're gonna throw him with Surf. We're gonna throw him to die against Surf. If
Nah.
he if he survives, then we gotta talk about the future.
No, I don't think so. But
Plus, there's a
it's.
backstory.
I mean, it sounds good. I like it. I like
And
it.
plus, there's a backstory because A Ward had an issue of Surf being third and him being fifth. So there's a backstory. They're gonna talk about champion of the year. You know, Mm, I'm just this is me reaching. I say this is a reach. It's not something. It's a reach
I don't
because
think Surf would take that. I don't know. It's two things. I don't think Surf would take that, and I don't think Euro would book that. But I do like the idea of what's his name being on the card. It's just the question is who, and Surf is interesting. I just don't think
yes,
it happen. But
I'm
I, you know,
so because I'm like yo. There's no other name I'm thinking of. You say Khan versus Romney. That's a possibility, right?
Nitty got to be on that card. Nitty is always on every fucking card, bro.
Yeah, but I feel like Needy right now, it's me personally, but I feel like Needy right now gotta take a break. Like,
Nah, every time we say he got to take a break, he take like seven more battles.
yeah, you see, that's the problem.
Because when we don't say he got to take a break, is when he actually takes a break.
Yeah, but I feel like I want him to take a break until like summer minutes, and that's when I want him back. Not even summer minutes, like afternoon, like one card afternoon. That means summer minutes. That's the following card. So yeah, like a month. Take a month. But it's me. It's
It
just
don't
me.
matter to me, honestly, because I feel like he still spits the same stuff.
It's me. But hey, guys, I think we talked for 2 hours. This was a great episode. Hopefully, yeah, like this time. Leave us what you are thinking because y'all need to share the video so that some people subscribe. We be stuck on the same subscriber count for now for 3 weeks.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe,
Yeah,
fuck with us. You mean?
yeah, people stuck
Um,
on the same amount of subscribers for 3 weeks. We need y'all to start subscribing again. We need to start. We need 1 to 2,000 subscribers now, man. Let's go.
hit us on socials.
You hit
All
us
that.
on socials. They're on the bottom. If you see it, they're right there at the bottom. Right here. His is right there. Um. Oh, his is right here, and mine is right there. But yeah,
And if y'all want us to talk about something specific, leave it in the comments. We'll talk about it the following week. Because usually it's always an off week and then an on week.
yeah.
So
So give us something if y'all want us to talk about something next week.
like
If,
next week
if
probably gonna be boring.
like leave it in the comments. If we don't get to it, y'all can DM me. I look at my DMs. I'll check if anything. Y'all can DM me at the real leskuzzy, and when we do that, y'all can tell us exactly what y'all want us to talk about. And yeah, and give us something. Yeah, it's gonna be on week, and we might come near like not this week, but the following week. We gotta do a proper prediction. Hopefully, we have the full card. If they announce the surprise or any the last announcement, the surprise announcement, right? We're gonna do our predictions. Even though we did give you a glimpse of our predictions, but we're gonna give you a proper prediction going down the card, and we're gonna talk about something. We're gonna find something y'all want us to talk about. We're gonna see topics. We're gonna do better now to cover the weird stuff that happened in battle rap. Since y'all saying we were not trying to cover it, but yeah,
Yeah, thank you for the support.
yeah. Thanks for the support. Peace.
Peace.
We appreciate y'all.